Bonjour and welcome to this lesson on buying clothes, where today we'll be talking about colours and all the French words for colours and how we use them as an adjective. So just before we get started looking at colours, I want us to do a revision on numbers for prices. Down the bottom here you've got the words for numbers written out, and they all are going to correspond to one of the labels, price tickets on these items of clothing here. So you've got to read the number. It says 39 euros. Think to yourself, what number is that? So it's 39 euros, and then look for the clothing item that has that price tag. So in this case it's this shirt here, which is C, and you would just write C in the space there. So very straightforward. Just watch out for ones that might be 80. It's going to be 83 if it was that, and ones like 72 are hard as well. That would be 72. 98 is quite a difficult number to recognise as well. It's 98. But the rest are fairly straightforward. You would do this in your exercise jotter in your cahier rouge. So as I'm sure you know, France is very famous for its fashion and its fashion designer. Jean-Paul Gaultier is just one of many famous French fashion designers. So we're going to look at some more unusual outfits, and what you've got here for task 2 is a picture that's all labelled, and all I want you to do is for the 4 labels here write down what they are in English. For task 3 we're really just looking at the same thing, but this time we've got a male model and you have got 6 labels this time to translate into English. Okay, you might have to refer back to your notes from last week to help you with the vocabulary. So for task 4, we're going to be working on our cahier bleu, our vocab jotter, and it's just a case of noting down some extra vocabulary for different kinds of clothes and accessories. So different ones than you've had before. Un collant, une cravate, une ceinture, un blouson, une capuche, une montre, un collier, une écharpe, une bague, des boucles d'oreilles, and then I'm just popping up the English meanings here too. Okay, so just take your time and note them down in your jotter very carefully. Okay, so for task 5, if you switch to your exercise jotter, and what I want you to do is, using all your notes, see if you can work out what the following phrases mean in English. Okay, une chemise blanche, un pantalon noir, une veste verte, une capuche rouge, un jean bleu, un t-shirt blanc, des gants bleus, un collant noir, une robe rouge, une bague d'argent. And what I want you to be thinking about is the words for the colours. Does anything happen to them, and where are they in the sentence? So for task 6 we're going to take down a grammar note on colours. Okay, there's quite a lot here, so if you want to take a screenshot or print this slide off, that's fine, and stick it in your blue jotter. So you've got the words in English down the side here, okay, for all the different colours, and then you've got the form for masculine, the form for feminine, and then the form for plural, and however that changes between masculine and feminine. So you'll notice that there are certain words that don't change at all in any of the forms, and then there's some that add on an E, there's some that add on some extra letters on the end, and mostly when there is a change in the plural it's S or ES if it's plural, but there are a few exceptions to that, so it's really important that you note the exceptions. Now you have seen some of this before when we did descriptions of people, so it shouldn't be a completely new concept to you, but it's still something that we need to pay close attention to. So task 7 is all about us applying our grammar knowledge, using our vocabulary for our clothes and our vocabulary for our colours, and making sure that we can put them together with the correct adjective agreement. So for each picture I want you to write a little label in French. So for instance in A there's blue jeans, so you would write un jean bleu. When you're doing this you will need to think about what gender is the word for the piece of clothing, what is the colour, and you can look back at your chart and see if your colour needs to change in its spelling depending on whether it's masculine or feminine or whatever. Okay, so take time and care over this because it's trickier than it looks.